Just today, the NBA signed a deal with MGM in terms of sports gambling. It's happening. It's going from state to state being legalized. How do you think college football is going to be affected by it? Because let's be honest, people have been gambling illegally on college football for decades, and now it's just going to be legal to do it.
Well, I think the biggest thing for all of us is we have to make sure that we protect our student athletes from those elements out there that could negatively influence them or negatively influence the game. That's the biggest and most important thing, that the sanctity of college football, which we all love college football, that it still gets to be pure as possible, and not influenced by anybody outside. And that, as long as those two things, we start there first and foremost, whatever we build beyond there, from conference to conference, state to state, and through the NCAA, that ends up being whatever it is, as long as we keep the game as pure as it can be.
Would you be okay giving full injury reports like they do in the NFL? Because I know you college coaches like to say, it's a lower body injury. When will he be back? We're not really sure. We'll take it day by day. We'll evaluate him tomorrow. You guys like to be really sheepish about that kind of stuff.
So for me, that's kind of a fine line, because you'd love to have some uniformity, but at the same time, we have these HIPAA rules, and most of these guys are under 21 years old, and to talk about someone's health out there in the public, forget about the football game. This is a young man's health. If he wants to talk to people about how he's feeling, that's up to him and his family, but I don't think it's right for me to make that decision. So there are a lot of us in college football that's still pulling back on that, not because it's an advantage or not advantage. Once the game starts, we're all playing football anyway. It's really about the privacy of that young man and his body.
Coach, I'd take the other side of that, though, because like Chris said, gambling's been happening illegally forever, and gamblers have been trying to get next to either players or people that know the players to find out information. They might pay a girl to walk up to him in a bar to ask him how the quarterback's knee's feeling in order to get that information for the gambling. And the player would never know that this was anything other than a pretty girl, because it's all underground rather than out in the sunshine. And it seems like it would be a small price to pay to be able to have just the orthopedic injuries. The knee is not good, he's questionable or probable, whatever the NFL uses. To me, that's a small price to pay and not an invasion of privacy, in order to make it less likely that gamblers would use the subterranean route to try to worm their way into a program.
And that is the other argument. First of all, my guys better not be in the bars. Second of all, I understand that argument, and at the same time, the way that I do it, I like the way that I do it. I don't lie to my guys. I don't lie to our media. I let them know, hey, I think he's going to play, or hey, I don't think he's going to play. Hey, this is a late week decision. That's kind of program to program. That's why I think it would be great to have some uniformity without getting to over into specifics. But if I know a guy's out, I'll always tell him that he's out.